Hi, my name is Andrew Hallam. I'm author of Millionaire Teacher and Millionaire Expat. I've been giving a lot of talks around the world about investing. And of course, before that, I was talking with friends and family as a really keen investment enthusiast. And I would show people how to build low-cost portfolios of ETFs or index funds. And I would be suggesting that people should stay the course and not try to speculate. Well, invariably, when I would circle back to many of these same people, perhaps it would be a talk that I'd be giving. I'd go back to an international school, talk to the teachers who I'd sort of coach through this process to show them how to build their portfolios. Or it could be a family friend. And I find that if it was a couple, invariably, if one member led the couple astray in terms of the investment platform, they decided that instead of maintaining that diversified portfolio of index funds, they wanted to gamble a little bit by deciding that they were going to buy a little bit of Bitcoin or maybe a small cap stock, a little penny stock, or they might have read some news suggesting that they should pull their money out at a given time and then enter the markets when it was safer. This tended to either implode the portfolio, whereby it was in complete mess and did horribly during a time period when it should have done really well, or just ensured that they underperformed. When I would say, okay, look, be really honest with me. Which of you decided, if it was a couple with a man and woman, which of you decided to make this move? Almost every single time, actually every single time, it was the man. Men typically take charge of investment portfolios when it relates to a couple. And one of the reasons is that women tend to be less confident about investing. Men tend to be overconfident. A 2016 Wells Fargo study suggested that women are far less confident than men when it comes to investing, but women tend to be better investors than men. Numerous studies suggest this, and I haven't seen a single study to refute this. In 2005 to 2010, Vanguard did a study. They found that during that time period, women outperformed men. Now, you might expect that because the markets went up and down and up and down. So it was a really volatile period. So some people might say, all right, well, a more defensive portfolio would have done better from 2005 to 2010. And that's why women outperform men. But that wasn't the case because even on a risk-adjusted basis, which I'll get to in a moment, women beat men. Take another period from 1991 to 1997 when a high-risk portfolio should have done really well because, of course, it rose like crazy. There was a study that Brad Barber, university professor Brad Barber and Terence Odian did on 35,000 brokerage accounts, and they found that women beat men on a risk-adjusted basis by about 3% per year. That's huge. 3% is massive. And what does a risk-adjusted basis mean? I brought that up earlier. Let me explain. If investor 1 has 100% stocks, investor 2 has 100% stocks, and we compare those two, then they've taken equal risk. So a woman, for example, with 60% stocks, 40% bonds, would have been compared with a man who had 60% stocks, 40% bonds. A woman with 100% stocks would be compared with a man who had 100% stocks. So this is what we call a risk-adjusted analysis or a risk-adjusted comparison. Women beat men by 3% per year. Fidelity did a study suggesting that their women account holders outperform their male account holders. Wells Fargo did a similar study from 2010 to 2015, also finding that not only do women beat men, but they beat men even further on a risk-adjusted basis. So what's my point here? Right now, during the COVID-19 crisis, the stock market is incredibly volatile. Many women are sitting on the sidelines, allowing the males in their lives to take charge of the investment accounts. I would suggest that it should be a partnership. If there's a man and a woman in the relationship, it should be a partnership, and the woman definitely needs to be heard. My preference really would be to put the woman in charge, to make the woman the pilot, and the man the co-pilot. Really tough for men to set aside their egos and allow women to manage the investment portfolios or even take part in the decision making. But studies suggest that women are predisposed to being better investors than men. You might anecdotally ask me, well, why isn't there a woman Warren Buffett? And I'll throw that back right at you and say, historically, women have not had that kind of opportunity. I'm Andrew Hallam, author of Millionaire Teacher, Millionaire Expat. Please subscribe to my channel, and I hope this was useful. Please post a comment as well. Goodbye.